What if Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman are actually ruining your life? It sounds crazy, but superhero movies might be secretly causing a psychological condition called learned helplessness, making you a spectator in your own life. Here is why. Today, I want to talk about something that's been weighing on my mind for a while. Something that subtly, almost invisibly, shapes how we view ourselves and our place in the world. It's about heroes. Not the real-life heroes, the doctors, teachers, and first responders who show up every day. They are truly incredible. I'm talking about the caped crusaders, the superpowered saviors who fly through our screens and into our imaginations. Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. We love them, don't we? We cheer for them. We buy their merchandise. We eagerly await their next cinematic adventure. But what if these very heroes, with their dazzling displays of power and unwavering righteousness, are actually doing us a disservice? What if in their heroic efforts to save the world, they're inadvertently making us unheroes? Imagine this scenario. You're walking down the street and you see someone in distress. Maybe they've fallen, maybe they're being harassed, or maybe they just look utterly lost and overwhelmed. What's your first instinct in this age of instant documentation? For many of us, it's to pull out our phones and start recording. Then we wait. We wait for someone else to step in. We wait for the authorities. We wait for a hero. But why do we so readily accept this helplessness? This brings us to the core issue: false hope. From a young age, we're fed a steady diet of stories where insurmountable problems are solved by extraordinary individuals. A city on the brink of destruction? Don't worry, Superman will catch it. A criminal mastermind threatening peace? Batman's got it covered. A neighborhood in trouble? Here comes Spider-Man swinging to the rescue. While these stories are thrilling and entertaining, they create a dangerous subconscious expectation. When things get truly bad, we don't need to act ourselves. We just need to wait for the person with the cape, the powers, the perfect solution. This expectation slowly leads to a profound sense of inaction in our daily lives. Why bother learning first aid when a superhero can heal any wound? Why intervene in a small injustice when a masked vigilante will eventually deliver justice? We become passive spectators in our own lives, constantly waiting for a deus ex machina to descend and fix everything. And that, my friends, is where our self-esteem begins to crumble. The psychological impact of this constant exposure to superpowered saviors is subtle but devastating. It fosters what I call diminished agency. When we repeatedly see beings who can lift cars, fly faster than light, or outsmart the brightest minds with ease, we start to feel small and inadequate in comparison. Our own capacity to make a difference feels insignificant. This can develop into learned helplessness. If every major crisis is handled by someone infinitely more powerful and capable, why should we even try? The problem always feels too big for us, but never for them. We learn to defer responsibility. We learn to wait for the next hero to emerge from the shadows instead of realizing that we ourselves possess the power to change things. Superheroes also set unrealistic ideals. They are paragons of strength, courage, and moral rectitude. While inspiring, this constant exposure to perfection creates immense pressure to be superhuman ourselves. When we inevitably fall short, because we are, after all, just human, we're left with feelings of inadequacy and failure. So, what's the solution? Should we ban superhero movies? Of course not. They are a beloved part of our culture and can be incredibly entertaining. The real solution lies in redefining what heroism means. It's about shifting our focus from the extraordinary to the everyday. True heroism isn't about flying or super strength. It's about kindness, empathy, and active community involvement. It's about empowering ourselves and recognizing our own capacity to make a difference, no matter how small it may seem. The person who stops to help someone who's fallen, the one who speaks up against injustice, the neighbor who checks in on an elderly resident, these are the real heroes. They don't wear capes or have secret identities, but their actions have a tangible, positive impact on the world around them. Think about first responders, volunteers who dedicate their time, and activists fighting for a better world. They're not waiting for a savior. They are the saviors. They remind us that heroism isn't a superpower. It's a choice to act, to care, and to contribute. To recap, while fictional superheroes entertain us and inspire us, they can inadvertently foster a culture of helplessness and diminish our self-esteem by training us to wait for unrealistic saviors. But the good news is, we have the power to rewrite this narrative within ourselves. It's time to stop waiting for the caped crusader. It's time to recognize the hero within each of us. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Step up. Help out. Don't just record the moment. Be the moment. Because the true measure of a hero isn't in their powers, but in their willingness to act. And when we do that, we don't just save the day. We save ourselves and inspire others to do the same.
Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more content.